Disrespecting Master Chief will not be tolerated. This is his game after all. Halo Combat Evolved for the original Xbox. Boy, some days on Classic Game Room I pull out these really obscure games that nobody's ever heard of. Halo. Anyone play this game? One hit wonder, they come and go. Oh wait, no, that's a different game. Halo has, well, it's spawned quite a few games and books and movies, and it's fun to look at the first one, which I consider to be the best. At least from the single-player campaign standpoint. They've really gone multiplayer since then, and they're excellent multiplayer games. Very well made, with an online multiplayer interface that is very easy to use and actually works. But the first game, Halo, is really the only one where the title even makes sense, because when you look up, there's a halo. And that is what I remember most about this game. Well, that and the music. You can't talk about Halo without at least mentioning the chill-inducing music, which is incredible and quite memorable. And if you ever get a chance to see video games live at a symphony, do so, because hearing Halo played by a symphony and choir, the theme from Halo, is something else. The first Halo is not just an excellent game because it's fun, it's well made, and it's technically solid. It's an excellent game because it has terrific storytelling on top of all that other stuff. Heavily inspired by the movie Aliens, and Arthur C. Clarke's Rama, you play as the now iconic Master Chief, crash land on a giant halo, which is like Earth turned inside out, and basically have no idea what the hell it is or why you're there. There's a bit of exploration, a lot of shooting, and a great deal of mystery. Halo is actually a lot like Doom, but slightly more upbeat. For many of you watching, Halo was probably the reason you bought an Xbox to begin with. It was an exclusive title, and with the exception of a handful of other shooters that I can think of off the top of my head, like Red Faction and Time Splitters, Halo blew away just about every other console shooter on the market. When I first played it back in 2001 or 2002, I was like, wow, this is just incredible. But I was also addicted to Time Splitters, and only had a PlayStation 2 at that time, so Halo ended up being the first game I played when I bought an Xbox 360 because it actually works on the 360. Backwards compatibility, what a thing.
Pull up! Pull up! You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Halo is a rather successful franchise now. It's a household name. And the first game still plays like it's brand new. Graphically, it's aged a bit, but the overall gameplay is amazing. And while I'm not a fan of the whole Halo mythology and all the books and everything, I am a fan of the first game. And the other games. I actually really enjoy Halo multiplayer, and Halo ODST is my second favorite Halo game. But the first one stands out because of the Halo. What is this thing? Why is it so interesting? And it kind of looks thin. Oh, no. No, it's actually quite deep. Should have brought a parachute. The other games in the series and everything else seem to focus more on Master Chief and the other characters, but this one is about the storyline itself and the Halo. Which reminds me a lot of the Rama book from Arthur C. Clarke, where explorers are investigating this giant cylinder or something with a world inside of it. And that's what Halo feels like, with a lot more shooting, and explosions, and awesome bad guys and weaponry and vehicles. It's not a game that holds your hand and tells you exactly where to go. There's not an obvious path to follow. It may not be a world-exploring RPG, but the level design is such that you do have to explore at times and figure out where you're supposed to go. You do get the feeling, or at least I got the feeling, that I was marooned somewhere that I wasn't supposed to be. And unlike some of the other Halo games, the character feels a bit vulnerable. Because you have the shield, but you also have health below that. Something I was glad to see them bring back in ODST. So while you can run into a group of enemies like a maniac and wear your shield down, and your shield does regenerate, you've got to be careful because if you lose all your health, you obviously die horribly and respawn seconds later. It's an excellent science fiction adventure and a fantastic first-person shooter. Halo Combat Evolved is easy to find these days. You can just download it from Xbox Live, find a used copy very easily, or just buy a new one from some big box and game stores which still carry Halo about a decade after its release. That's the kind of power this game has. Now, the sequels obviously have helped keep the Halo name alive, but if you've spent all your time in Halo 3 multiplayer and wonder why they even bothered putting a single-player campaign in that game, play the first one and experience an amazing campaign. Lots of fun. The guy's not much for personality.
Punch it.
And there's certainly not much in the way of character development, but the mysterious unraveling of the plot is worth the trip alone. To Halo Land.
Fire your weapons!
There are too many, sir!
Don't even think about it, Marine.
Oh, this is local!